Hi guys, I'm Ben from Adaptalux and I'm here with Sam and Eric behind the camera.
We've come for a day out at the seaside here at Skegness to do some macro photography. And according to a brief Google search, Skegness is ranked number 3 for the best seaside resort in the UK.
And it just happens to be right on our doorstep. So we're going to take a look around, go and grab some classic British seaside foods and take some pictures with our macro lenses. So we're starting our day with some donuts and strawberry sauce.
Yeah, it's quite a breakfast, isn't it?
But these are for taking some photographs of,
yes.
Not for eating just yet.
So the way in which we're using the Adaptalux here is we've got one flash arm in and we've both got an emitter on our cameras, and it means we can both just use the same flash and take our own kind of photos separately, and we get different angles and compositions, etc, etc.
So one of the really unique things about a small light source like this is that you can actually stick it into small spaces. So we're putting it behind the donut so that the extra light, the artificial light, shines through the hole, which adds an extra level of interest and depth to the image.
Not bad. I'd say so. So we've been shopping, and in this bag we've got lots of bits of rock. So this first thing is broken bits of rock, and I'm assuming these are all the off-cast bits of sticks of rock that they've kind of clumped together.
Yep.
And then we've also got sticks of rock. So
yeah, so if you don't know what a stick of rock is, it's basically a really long boiled sweet. Because the rock is slightly transparent and also a little bit reflective, putting the light underneath these broken bits of rock adds a lot of colour and shines a lot of that colour through from the rock itself.
So, another classic seaside food is candy floss, or as Americans say it,
cotton candy.
Cotton candy. So, what are we going to do with this, Ben?
I think we can take this out of its little bucket and we're going to put it on top of a flash head so that it will maybe illuminate all of the pink, and there's a little bit of blue in here as well, through the candy floss, and maybe make it look like it's glowing from the inside. I don't know whether it'll work, but we can give it a go.
Let's find out. Oh, it works.
So although this candy floss is super sticky and pretty gross, pulling it apart and putting it on top of the flash does exactly what we thought it might, letting the light into the big bundle of candy floss, and it looks like clouds and like big red bundles of mist with light emanating from the inside, almost like a nebula or something from space.
Like a glacier.
Yeah.
Glacier is a really close comparison.
We've got some blue and we've got some pink. The pink I think looks a little bit more like clouds on a sunset.
Yeah,
exactly. But then the blue does look like ice melting and glowing from within.
It's really cool.
It's so sugary though.
You're enjoying that?
It's very sticky. Let's go find something else.
Yeah, nice one. So, our hands are now covered in candy floss, which isn't great, is it, mate?
No, but we're going to make them more sticky with some sweeties, some candy.
So we've got fizzy cherries, which are a classic. Fizzy keys or dummies, there's a mixture of, opinions on what they actually are. And then some classic white chocolate with some sprinkles on. So
are they called snowies? I don't know.
Potentially.
But we're going to get them out. We're going to get really close. We've got a table with a little bit of sun and a little bit of shade here. So there's a potential to mix a little bit of light. And of course, we've got the flash to fill in anything that we need as well. Yep. So let's get some sweets out.
Lovely.
Don't eat them all.
Very nice.
So the flash is giving us a primary power source for this little pile of sweets in the shade, and it's really direct light, it's really harsh light. So we're going to pop a couple of diffusers onto the front of the flash, just soften the light a little bit. We've got a directional diffuser and an area diffuser to get a bit of a wider shine onto these sweets.
So obviously you don't have to come out to shoot subjects like this. These are actually great subjects to shoot indoors as well. And indoors you could also use LED lights as well in a studio kind of environment.
The advantage of using LED lights over flash would be that you can actually see exactly what changes you're making as you're making them, whereas flash you have to sort of predict a little bit before you press the shutter as to what it's going to look like. But it's actually really easy to do that out here in the sun because you've got a little bit of wiggle room with the ambient light being so high that the flash isn't the only source of light, so you've got a little bit of leeway.
Could I go for a double rainbow, please?
So this is going to be a really tricky one, I think. One of us is going to have to hold it while the other one shoots. But it should be really interesting with all of the colourful hundreds and thousands and sprinkles on here. Maybe we could use another colour filter on the flash to...
Yeah, that sounds good, yeah. We're working
some of the colours.
Working against the clock with this one.
Yes, it's melting quite quickly,
yes,
so we've only got a limited amount of time to get some shots of this.
It's pretty warm. There we go.
Yeah, I think pink will work really nicely, even though we are out in the sun at the minute. It should just add a little bit of extra colour to these sprinkles. Where do you want me to go?
Right, so yeah, about there's good. So yeah, there's this very, very slight pink highlight on the right.
Let's have a look at the other side. Oh, I'm getting dripped on.
Oh no. Working as fast as we can. It's just adding a nice highlight on this side, really. You know, the sun is doing a lot of the work, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because it's very hot right now. Marvellous, thank you. So, fish and chips, a British classic. So what we're hoping to do here is get some shots of the crispy batter on top, and then what we're probably going to do is break open the fish and yeah, see what we can get inside. Going to use a flash arm again, just to act as a fill light. So what a fill light basically does is it fills in the areas where the sun isn't, so these areas of shadow down here, a fill light's filling in those shadows essentially.
I think probably artificial light isn't 100% necessary for something like this, but it is adding just that extra little bit of sparkle to the batter on the top here, and it is filling in some of those shadows that are coming from the direct harsh sunlight as well. So what you can actually see here is that there's a big shadow being cast by the direct sunlight. So what I want to do is bring the flash in from this side and make sure that we've got a nice even amount of light on this white fish. I think it'll make it really stand out. So we've had a really fun day out at the seaside in Skegness. We've got really sticky fingers and I'm absolutely covered in this candy floss. It's all over my shirt and everything.
Yeah.
We've eaten far too much sugar as well, so it's
too
been
much
a fun
sugar.
day. Too much sugar.
It's been great, yeah, and even though it's a bright sunny day, the Adaptalux flash has actually been really, really useful because of its small portable size. We've been able to use it as a really effective fill light on most of the subjects, and it's also added some great kind of coloured effects to some of them as well.
So we're really happy with the macro shots that we've got of our classic seaside foods. Let us know down in the comments what you think to our shots today, and make sure to hit subscribe, because we've got lots more macro photography ideas, inspiration and tutorials right here on the channel. For now, that is all that we've got time for. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.
See you next time.